hold on. If you've read the title of the video, you know what I'm going to talk about here. And some of you may get really pissed off and go and dislike the video immediately, but before you do that, I just want to state my claim first. Your Honor, please.
I will give you the best criminal defense that money can buy.
Now, Tony Stark is one of the most beloved characters in the MCU. He literally saved the entire universe by sacrificing himself to defeat Thanos, and he's also saved many people on many occasions. He's a true hero. Some people might argue he's the best MCU character. I would say he's one of the best.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
And personally for me, I really love his character as well.
I love you 3000.
But what I'm going to talk about here is that if you look at it from a different perspective, Tony Stark, Iron Man, is actually the MCU's biggest villain.
Take that back!
I mean, just look at the sheer amount of villains he's created in the past years in the MCU, from Phase 1 all the way to Phase 3. He's created Whiplash from Iron Man 2, Helmut Zemo from Captain America Civil War, which I will talk about more later, Aldrich Killian from Iron Man 3, Vulture from Homecoming, Mysterio from Spider-Man Far From Home. He's literally created 2 villains in the Spider-Man movies, and even Ultron, which also I'll talk about more later. This man has created the most villains in the universe than any other character. What's more, Mysterio was a villain who came about after the death of Tony Stark in the universe. Which is, so even after his death, he's actually creating more problems if you think about it. Now, let's come to the most crucial villain that he's created in the MCU, Ultron. Ultron was created by Tony Stark. He did not even consult the other Avengers and just went on to make him. And the result was horrible. He created a monster which killed a lot of people in Sokovia. And this is a snowball effect, by the way, because after he killed a lot of people in Sokovia, Helmut Zemo, who was in Sokovia at that time, was greatly affected by this and blames Tony Stark for what happens in Sokovia. So now he is the main villain of Civil War. So you see how he's created so many villains, some of them directly and some of them indirectly. So if you think about it, the events of Civil War is actually kind of his fault. Now, let me clarify this. I'm a huge fan of Tony Stark. I don't hate him. And even though he's created so much problems, I just want to say later I'll be talking about why creating so much problems is a good thing when Tony Stark does it. The villains that Tony Stark created, Ultron, Zemo, all the others, have caused so much pain and death to not just civilians but also the Avengers. I mean, think about it. If Tony Stark didn't create Mysterio, then Aunt May would still be alive in the MCU, but she isn't, because Mysterio was created, which set off an impetus for Holland Spider-Man to go to Doctor Strange and mess up with the multiverse because Mysterio screwed up his identity, and we know what happens after that. So now I'm gonna say why actually this is a good thing. Now, before people start calling me out, say that I'm a horrible person, let me just say that firstly, this is just a movie. So if there are deaths or people getting injured, it's just a movie. It's not real life. Alright, so here's why I like Tony Stark for creating all these problems and why they are great. Firstly, if Tony Stark didn't create Ultron, we might not have had one of the greatest comic book film ever made. We might not have had Civil War, which is not only one of the greatest comic book ever made, it's also one of the most important films in the MCU. Think about it, Civil War, we were introduced to Spider-Man, and we were also introduced to Black Panther. Would we have gotten a Black Panther movie without Civil War? I don't think so. Maybe they might have found a different way to do it, but I don't think they would have done it better than this way. Black Panther is the highest rated MCU film from what I remember on Rotten Tomatoes. And that's not it. It's also the most beloved MCU film for the Oscars. I mean, no other MCU film has come close to getting as much Oscar love as Black Panther. So there you go. And we would not have gotten Spider-Man without this film either. So technically you can say that Iron Man indirectly played a part in creating these characters that we really love. And Ant-Man would not have come into connection with Captain America actually, or all the other Avengers. So if Ant-Man never came into connection with these Avengers, we would not have gotten Scott Lang to go up to the Avengers, which started Endgame. So yeah, a lot of stuff has happened that Tony Stark has created. So in a way, although he's the biggest villain, he also moved the story of the MCU forward by a lot. And it's not just this film, we can look at other films also. Spider-Man No Way Home was the biggest fan service for Spider-Man fans all over the globe. And we would not have gotten that if not for Mysterio revealing Peter Parker's true identity as Spider-Man. And we would not have gotten Mysterio if not for Iron Man. So Iron Man is literally the mother of all problems in the MCU, and he's also the main reason why the MCU succeeded so much. And that's why I really love these problems that and villains that Tony Stark has created. Although it makes him kind of a villain, it actually helps in making the movies and the future movies of the MCU more entertaining and more great. So there you go. But I do have one small legitimate problem here. My biggest problem is, did Iron Man literally bring back half the goddamn universe just to have crap like this? Serious Marvel, you Yeah, that's the end of this video. That's all I have for today. If you like this video, click the like button if you want to see more, subscribe to my channel. And if there's anything you want to tell me, let me know in the comments below. Other than that, you guys are the best. Thanks for everything. See you next time.